Hi folks, I'm Don Kingett of the law firm of Rabil, Kingett and Stewart, and we're located in Turnersville, New Jersey. And today we're here with Eric Landgraf. Eric is a certified insurance counselor with Calhoun Insurance Agency located in Haddonfield, and Eric's been kind enough to put together some points regarding insurance questions for newly formed companies. So Eric, let me get right into the questioning. How do entity formations affect your insurance costs?
Well, Don, there are 4 different types of entity formations that we deal with. We have sole proprietors, we have partnerships, LLCs, and corporations. For the most part, in the insurance world, they really don't have that much of a difference in the insurance planning. However, there is one issue to note. That is with corporations. You can lump in sole proprietors, partnerships, and LLCs underneath one category, and corporations in the other. And basically the difference is that with a corporation, everyone's an employee. So when it comes to workers' compensation costs, you're going to include that in the policy, and there's an additional charge for the officers. Whereas with sole proprietors, partnerships, and LLCs, they can either elect or reject coverage for all the partners or owners. So that's one way a company can reduce their costs, by rejecting coverage for all the owners.
Eric, can you please explain the types of insurance policies that would be available to these businesses?
Types of insurance policies. Number 1 is property coverage. That's where most insurers think of first, because that's their property that they're concerned of. That can be business property like computers and office equipment. It can be tools, materials, inventory. They're the bulk of what we're looking at that way. Number 2, general liability coverage. That is first and foremost any type of lawsuits that would come on the premises of the business operation. Also, it includes products and completed operations. Thirdly, business automobile coverage. That would be for any owned vehicles. It could be for leased vehicles. It can include trailers. Basically, they're the areas we're looking at there. Number 4 is workers' compensation. That is covering the employees, and that coverage is there for anybody who gets injured on the job, and it gives them medical coverage and disability benefits while they're out from work. Number 5 is a policy called professional liability, also known as errors and omissions coverage. This is for like a doctor's office, an accountant, law firm, insurance agent, even computer consultants. Basically, this policy provides protection for any type of office or business that is providing recommendations or suggestions to their clients. And lastly is what we call an umbrella policy. An umbrella policy basically is a policy that goes over top of all the ones I've just mentioned: the liability, the automobile, workers' compensation, and that's just another layer of liability protection to provide the company against any type of lawsuits.
Eric, could you please talk about the costs that a business owner may expect in these situations?
Each policy has a different basis for determining the cost. So kind of going back to the policies, we'll look at first the property coverage. That's basically going to be looking at building or contents coverage, and the way that rate usually is determined is how much you want and the type of operation we're looking at. Number 2 we're looking at is the general liability policy, and that is based upon usually the type of operation again. So it could be based upon a contractor, which is usually payroll basis. It could be a manufacturer, which is a sales basis, or if we're looking at just structures, it might be a square footage. Third type of policy is a business automobile, and that is really rated upon the number of vehicles, the way the vehicles are used, be it a retail store, or if it's a contractor with their service use, how much the vehicle is being used in the course of the day. It's also based upon where they're kept at night, and that can vary from county to county. The 4th policy we've talked about is workers' compensation, and that is just based upon the gross payroll all employees receive. Okay, and we can also break it out based upon what their responsibilities are. So we could have a salesman's class, we could have a retail store class, or a contracting class. So we do break it out based upon what the employee is actually doing during the course of the day. And again, that's gross payroll. Professional liability, Now that is based upon really more the type of operation we're dealing with. Be it like a law firm, then we'll have specific questions about their areas of practice and how the firm has, I guess, certain procedures in place during the day with their workload. And all that information is really put together and calculated by our different carriers. And then lastly is the personal or commercial umbrella policy. And again, that's just liability above and beyond these other policies I've just mentioned. And that's usually, this policy is usually based upon what we call these underlying policies, be it the liability, the auto, and workers' compensation. Those policies will really kind of create what the cost of the umbrella is.
Eric, where do you recommend that businesses purchase these type of insurance policies?
We are an independent agent, and we think we are the best option for consumers to purchase insurance. I say this for a number of reasons. The first and foremost would be we represent a number of different insurance companies. We do not represent just one, like many direct writers. So first of all, the interest for us is you, our clients. Number two, because we are an independent agent and have access to these different markets, we can find a diverse area of products, be it from cost or from a coverage standpoint, and combine them together to bring the best available product to you. And lastly, as an independent agent, we strive and spend a lot of time with continuing education. We take it seriously that we need to be on top of our game and to be the most knowledgeable agent out there. So as an independent agent, we can bring you an array of products, hopefully at the best cost, with a broad array of coverages, with a very knowledgeable-based group of people there to serve you.
Eric, are there payment options or payment plans that would be available?
Payment plans. How are you going to pay for this? Well, there are really two different types of markets that we deal with when it comes to the business insurance. There's a voluntary market, and there's also an excess and surplus lines agreement. The goal is to try to have you with our private carriers. If we can do that, we can usually get you very flexible payment plans. It can be annually, semi-annually, quarterly, 9, 10 installments, or even electronic funds transfers. So we can place in one of those markets, we'll have a very flexible payment plan. If for some reason, due to being a new operation or just the exposure or the risk of your type of business, you might have to be in the surplus lines world, which then we have to go to financing. And it's not the financing you get from a bank, so it's a little higher percentage rate. There's not much else you can really do at that point in time. So the goal is always to try to find a private company and have one of these flexible payment plans. We've
been talking about insurance needs for businesses, but what about the business owners? How about personal insurance for them?
We at the Calhoun Agency are lucky enough to have companies on both the business end and the personal end. So we think we're a one-stop shop for all our clients for both their personal and business needs. We have the home, we have automobile, boats, rental properties, secondary type policies, RVs, you name it, we have it. So what we usually like to do is put together the program for the business owner, and then once we have that, go into their personal insurance. As usually they have some unique needs to protect themselves, especially with the different business operations and exposures they have on that front. So in summary, the Calhoun Agency is really an agency that can be there for all your insurance needs, a one-stop shop, I guess you could say, and we have the products, the carriers, and the pricing to put it all together for you.
I want to thank you for helping us with these insurance questions today. As I said, you are with Calhoun Agency, Inc., and you're located at 19 Tanner Street in Haddonfield, and your telephone number is 428-8090, and I would feel comfortable in referring my clients to you for their insurance needs. Thanks again, Eric.